Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is October 6th, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery. Check out this ridge of high pressure, bringing some nice weather in the short term here across much of the west coast of the USA. But we do have Hurricane Priscilla down here to the bottom right. You can clearly see the spin, and you can also see what's left of Octave out there starting to lose its deep convection. But Priscilla is going to move up the west coast of Baja and try to bring some moisture into portions of California and the southwest USA. We've also got this bit of energy up here across southern Alaska, which is going to carve itself out across some of the west coast and bring some precipitation chances with it as well. So kind of a 1-2 punch coming up here. We're going to dive into all those details as we go through the video this morning. Looking at the visible satellite imagery, you can see the marine layer across some of southern California. It's fairly well intruded into some of Los Angeles County, Orange, and San Diego County, right along the immediate coastline up towards the Bay Area. But fairly sunny here this morning as the sun has just come up across Northern California. Now, over the next couple of days, we're not looking at anything too crazy, but we do have the offshore winds, so you're going to notice that a bit. You'll notice some of these north gusty winds coming down some of the Sacramento and San Joaquin Valley here, and some gusty northerly winds coming across some of the desert areas. Shouldn't be anything too crazy, but just drawing attention to that. So again, not much to do here over the next couple of days, but things are definitely going to be changing, and I'll show you what I mean starting right now. Again, here's the ridge here up across the Pacific Northwest. There's Priscilla to the bottom of the right, and you can see way up to the top left, that is where our next trough is coming for the west coast of North America. You see that drop down the coastline there, and it's coming at the same time as Priscilla is bringing some of its tropical moisture up from the south. So multiple rounds of precipitation possible here. We'll take a look at the latest on that here in a moment, and again, you can kind of see Priscilla is going to be absorbed. We're not worried about the winds here so much across Southern California, but more of the moisture and what track it is going to take, as well as portions of Arizona. Now, this is Octave here. Again, I mentioned that there's Priscilla, Hurricane Priscilla right now, and there is additional tropical cyclone development possible here over the next 7 days as per the central, actually this is a Eastern Pacific Hurricane Center, Eastern Pacific. If I click on that, it goes to the Central Pacific. This is out towards Hawaii, 140 off to the west of that, and then you can click on the Atlantic as well. Possible tropical cyclone formation out there also. Now again, Priscilla should remain a hurricane probably all the way on in through Thursday morning. There is tropical storm watches. If you're going out down towards Cabo out there, watch out for that, because you could get some winds and some wave action if you are going down to one of those nice resorts down there. So taking a look here at 100-meter wind speed, look at Priscilla, pretty decent hurricane here. You can see the nice eye there, and again, could be getting some winds there for Cabo. This should be starting on the day. It looks like late tonight, very late tonight. Some of those winds could be kicking up, and they could be strong at times there as you go through Tuesday night and on in through Wednesday as well. Some of that wave action, precipitation, of course, with that system as well. But you see, as it moves north, it starts to weaken dramatically. So we're not worried about winds here for California or Arizona, but it will bring a big slug of moisture with it, and then maybe additional tropical cyclone development after that. Doesn't look to be as strong a storm, but that would be for this weekend. Now, if we take a look at precipitable water, this really gives you a visual indicator of just how much moisture the system is working with. I'll scroll through there, and there's Priscilla. And look at that slug of moisture it brings up across portions of Southern California, up into Southern Nevada, Arizona, Utah as well. And then you can see our mid-latitude cyclone out here, our big trough carving out, perhaps bringing some precipitation across some of the state as well. A nice 1-2 punch coming up here. We'll look at some of those amounts here in a moment. But one more look here at the precipitable water. We're looking at Baja. There's the Gulf of California, and there's Mexico. You can see Southern California off to the very upper left portion of this image. And take a look at that. Just the heat engine moves across the region and brings its moisture up and across portions of the southwest. Now, something else, significant wave height. So again, this will be packing a punch as far as waves are concerned. I don't know how much of that is going to make it up towards the Southern California beaches, but it looks like it does bring a little bit of an increase there in some of the wave heights, just at least temporarily. And again, just kind of watch out for that and keep that in the back of your mind over the next few days if you're going out to the coastal areas. And also watch this ocean temperature here. So this is the heat transfer process, and you can clearly see where Priscilla is. I'm just going to loop through that, and you can see that cold water upwelling in the path of Priscilla there off to the west coast of Mexico. So kind of interesting look at things there with the ocean temperatures. So here we go. Total precipitation in inches. And I got to tell you, this is probably going to be changing here back and forth over the next few days. But you can see precipitation arriving at some point on Thursday, maybe even for Los Angeles County and portions of the desert areas up towards Las Vegas as well. And again, once the high resolution models are in range, we'll get a better idea of just what we're working with here. But you could get some heavier amounts embedded in this area. And you can also see the precipitation arrival as we go on in through, what is this? So this is about Wednesday night. Now we're moving on to Thursday. We go through Thursday night into Friday morning. Now we're on the day Friday. We could be bringing some precipitation on the day Friday down towards the Bay Area as well, and some heavier amounts off to the north. So lots to watch here over the next few days. And if we take a look here one more time at the timing of some of this, you can kind of see that precipitation moving across the region. Again, well, I don't want to get caught up in those precipitation amounts just too much just yet. Well, so we'll kind of skip that for now. But if we take a look here at daily 2-meter max temperature, you can see fairly warm day here, Tuesday, October 7th. Some upper 80s all the way into the northern Sacramento Valley, upper 80s all the way down towards Bakersfield. Desert areas, I don't see many hundreds out there right now, maybe upper 90s for Death Valley, but you can see if you get away from the coastal areas of Southern California, you're back up into the mid 80s. And we go through Wednesday, a little bit of a cool down. Tuesday, actually Thursday, sorry, Wednesday, Thursday. You can see that upper level trough is going to start to cool things down across much of the state of California. We'll be getting some clouds from Priscilla during this time as well. So that will suppress some of these temperatures also. And there's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So cooling down a bit as we go through this week and on in towards next weekend. And the 6 to 10 day reflects this as well. You can see as we go through October 11th through 17th, kind of a blue bullseye here for much of the West Coast, above normal precipitation. Again, we'll be checking back on that daily, 8 to 14 days, something similar there as well. And the precipitation outlook also. So, and again, I'll keep showing this, but you can still see they call for that slight risk for some heavier precipitation for portions of California. This is associated with the moisture for Priscilla, and maybe even off into the future. I haven't looked to see on the long range if there's anything else coming up out of the south there, but yeah, risk of heavy precipitation, just an experimental product there. And again, check out the Patreon page if you like. And something I may not have been communicating well with is I do run the Pacific Northwest Weather Watch page if you want to check out that also. It kind of ties in at times with what we're dealing with here in California. But I do get some questions back and forth on the channels about what's going on in other areas, so I may not be communicating. For example, I've had people asking about a Hurricane Priscilla, if I'm going to do a video on that on the Pacific Northwest Weather Watch page. So I had to mention that I do run the California Weather Watch page. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. Otherwise, yeah, we'll do this all again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.